Hello, friends, and welcome back to 20 Questions With. For those of you who are new here, this is my fun way of introducing you to other costumers by asking them 20 silly questions. Today, we are talking to Addie of Hoppin Bobbin. Welcome to my channel, Addie.
Hi.
I'm
Thank
so
you.
excited. Addie does a lot of Instagram things, including costumey stuff and home improvement stuff, which is super fun and been like a lifeblood during the pandemic. Do you want to tell us a little bit about it?
Well, there's been less costumey stuff lately because I have nowhere to wear costumes. None of us do. But I have a few that I'm trying to finish before the world opens up, actually just two. But yeah, and then I also have just apparel that I do. And lately I've been doing a lot of stuff to my house because I don't have anywhere to wear anything and I'm stuck in my house. So I've been doing a lot of that. But yeah, it's mainly just like talking to people about what I'm doing has sort of become part of like my creative process, like a journaling thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I quickly figured out when I stopped talking on Instagram, like I just didn't do anything. So, so I just sort of keep running my mouth and I keep doing things, whether or not it's like stuff around the house or sewing. I mean, this entire room is about me sewing, but yeah.
I mean, your house is looking so pretty and it's given me ideas for things, so I'm into it. Also, for those of you who keep saying thank you for the Mobius Strip tip that I taught you, that's not from me, that's from her. So I'm just passing it along.
That was actually, I think that goes back to Brooks Ann Camper. So I think that's where that credit goes. Because, yeah, I think that's where that credit belongs.
For people who don't know what we're talking about, if you have a long piece of fabric that you need to wash, if you sew it into a Mobius strip, please go Google that if you don't know what it is, which is just take a circle but then twist it. It won't tangle in the washer or dryer, which is crazy, like physics math. That's awesome, but it totally works.
Mobius strip is the thing where the ant walks. He just walks in a straight line and they traverse both sides of the flat thing. So, but what I originally used it for was for dyeing because you can't have things bundle up when I do a ton of dyeing. And if you can't have things bundle up in the washing machine because then you'll get tie-dye.
Yeah.
So, but the Mobius strip really helps. I've dyed as much as like 5 yards that way.
It makes ironing a lot easier. I've washed 15 yards of fabric Mobius strips and it made my ironing so much easier. So
I guess I can see that because it's like one of those gross towel things in a bathroom.
Yeah.
That young people probably don't even know what I'm talking about.
So grossed out. You said that and I had like trauma response. I'm like, don't touch that.
yeah. But it's like, and I'm sure those are gone now. Like with the pandemic, those are absolutely gone. And that's a positive deduction from the world.
What's funny about that is like, it's probably going to engender more blow dryer things, but like Mythbusters proved that those actually just blow the germs all over the room.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Actually, the best method is a paper towel.
Well, yeah, best for germs, I guess. Not great for the environment.
Yeah. We have to, everything is not, I mean, masks are not great for the environment if you use the disposable kind. I know.
Yeah.
Are you ready to play 20 questions?
Anyway, I guess I am.
Okay. What did you want to be when you grew up?
For a while, a veterinarian.
Oh.
Because I really do love animals. I went through a phase where I wanted to be a model. I remember that because I remember Mom trying to get me to be still to like something she was doing about sewing. And she was like, if you ever want to be a model, then, you're going to have to be still. And I decided in that moment to not be a model.
Yeah.
Those are the only two that like come to mind. I wanted to be an interior designer once, but that was very short-lived.
Oh, you'd probably be really good at that. I like it.
I don't think I could design other people's houses. I really don't.
You got to know the person. That's the thing is I don't understand. They make pretty spaces, but if it doesn't work for you.
Yeah. And you got to care. And I don't know how much I could like really hardcore care about somebody else's like duvet.
It's a lot of work for someone else. If you could trade places with any other person for a week, famous or not, living or dead, real or fictional, who would it be?
Wow. A week. Person, living or dead? Well, okay. Obviously, I have to pick somebody dead or I'm just not interesting. So there are a handful of people in my family that think I'm reincarnated from my great aunt, who I obviously never met. Sorry, I live next to like 2 hospitals. So I obviously never met her. She died while I was in utero. And I think I would want to be her for a week to like see if they were right, because I think I could tell if I were her for a week.
Oh, that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
And that's also crazy that she died when you're in utero and now they're like, oh, you're just like her.
Well, I said some like weird stuff when I was like 2 to 4, like knowing people I shouldn't know and knowing like items. Like one time I asked for a vase and I like drew it or something when I was about 4, and it was like her favorite vase that I'd never seen. I mean,
this whole thing is going to come up later in this conversation. So I have another question about this.
Okay.
What's something that a lot of people are missing out on because they don't know about it?
Making literally anything. Yeah. I don't care if you sew or but so many people live their lives not making anything. Mm-hmm. It's like Jack Donaghy said on 30 Rock, I'm tired of consuming, I'm ready to make. I don't know if you remember that line, mm-hmm. but I mean, it comes from a silly source, but I think it's a very important message, especially for lots of Americans, that, you know, our role in like the global economy is just to be consumers, but it's not a fulfilling role at all. So, I mean, just keep trying things where you actually do turn out a work product and find something that you enjoy. Even if it's like making, I don't know, a deck of playing cards, like sitting and like doing calligraphy stuff or something and do something. Yeah. And
don't expect that thing to be perfect from the get-go. Like it's iterative and you have to like learn your craft.
No, but also don't push it too hard. Like mm-hmm. I have had people like roll up into my DMs and talk about how they have all these costuming ideas, but they absolutely hate sewing and they force themselves to sew. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not, stop. Go mm-hmm. find something else. Like commission the stuff and see if you like embellishing it or something.
Yeah, for sure. You know? Or maybe you're really into making hats and you just don't know it.
Like, I know that I wouldn't like to make hats, but somebody
I love it.
Could.
I think it's super fun. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't love sewing, but I don't hate sewing. But like, I really like millinery.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you didn't like that. Well, you said you didn't love sewing, but you didn't hate sewing. I didn't know. I thought you really did like sewing.
My passion is like, I want to wear the clothes and I want to be the one who made them and I want to get better at it. There's also things that like I have learned to love, and also sewing connects me a lot to my grandma who taught me how to sew, so I love that part of it, but mm-hmm. I find it tedious and boring most of the time, but like not in a I hate this way, but you know, just in a it's a grind kind of way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Who is the most interesting person you've ever met?
I mean, my husband. Like that's all.
That's a great answer.
All that floods in my brain. I mean, that's the person that I'm always willing to have a conversation with. So that necessarily must mean he's the most interesting person I met. I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was an easy one.
No, that's a really good answer. And it's one I bet you most people wouldn't even think about. I bet you they wouldn't consider their spouse at all. They're trying to think of like famous people or like their teacher or whatever. But like, honestly, it should be your spouse.
Yeah, everybody should consider their spouse more, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What luxury is totally worth the price?
Oh.
This one was for you.
Was?
Uh-huh.
So a lot of different things come to mind because I kind of have a saying that is just in my head, which is like the buck starts here, mm-hmm. because of, and I don't mean to like politicize, but like the global economy, like there's a large race to the bottom of like, how can we produce this item like cheaper, faster? And that just ends up like, you know, hurting people, hurting all of us. And so I try, because I am a person who has some means, I try to not nickel and dime for things, you know?
Yep.
So I don't know if that really counts as luxury. And it's a luxury that I can do that, because tons of people can't. They cannot afford to do that. And so I feel like it's a little bit of what I should be doing with my time and money. But a luxury that is worth the price, not a car. That was the first thing that popped into my head, but I don't think a car.
Especially right now.
Yeah.
Can't do anything with it.
Yeah. Well, this last year, I've learned that that's sort of how I've accomplished a lot of the home improvement stuff that I've done without actually knowing what I'm doing, is buying like good materials, and they kind of save you.
If you were a potato, what way would you like to be cooked?
I'm trying to think of which one would be like less painful, because I'm like a sentient potato in my mind.
Oh, okay.
I guess. But that's like picking your mode of death. That's a little grim. Because it's not like you don't want to eat. Are you talking about what type of potato do I want to eat? Or how do I want to die as a potato? These are very, very
probably
different
what is
questions.
the most satisfying potato format that you like to eat, so that you could be that for someone else?
Probably curly fries.
Curly fries. That's amazing. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. I love curly fries. This is like the one reason to go to Arby's, is like they have bomb curly fries.
Yes, they do. They do. That's the only place I really think of when I think about curly fries.
Same. What animal would you choose to be?
Oh, a bunny. Oh, that's easy. That's like my spirit animal or house sigil or whatever.
Is that how we got to Hoppin Bobbin?
Yes, I kind of identify as a bunny, I guess. I don't know.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, Riley calls me bunny. And
I have a thing where when I close my eyes, I see people as colors, and occasionally I see animals, and I can gel with you as a bunny.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
it's a nice compliment. But the other thing, the Hoppin Bobbin was also supposed to be the bobbin, like in the bobbin box, going around so fast that it bounced.
Yeah,
but that would probably be a sign that the machine was malfunctioning, so maybe that's not a great.
You need a new gasket.
Yeah.
Does that mean you blew your gasket?
It's a cute name, though, I guess.
It is.
People remember it.
Every time I mention that to someone who doesn't know who you are, they're like, oh my God, that is the best name. And I'm like, I know. Yeah.
I came up with the name before I don't know. I came up with the name early on.
That's awesome. So. I wish I had thought about my name a little bit more, because some people.
It's a pretty impressive one to have gotten. It's pretty basic.
Yeah, right? I thought so. But other people think they tell me oh, I didn't watch your channel for a long time because I thought that you were drama. And I'm like, no, it's like a costume drama, but I'm costuming.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah. I can see that.
So, okay. but I think it's possible for humans to take whatever you say the wrong way. So whatever.
Yeah, I think so.
What book or movie do you wish you could experience for the first time again?
Can I pick a television show? I'm going to tell you the television show, and then maybe I'll pick a book or a movie as well.
Sure.
Oh, the television show is definitely Fleabag.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
My favorite comment from me about that show is Fleabag is so good, I wish I hadn't watched it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is because it's the only piece of media like that I've actually lost sleep over. When we watched the finale, I couldn't sleep that night because I was I won't spoil it, but it was just such a powerful finale that I couldn't go to sleep. And so in that way, I wished I hadn't watched it, because I could watch it, for the first time, like you said, or just you have to watch it. As soon as you finish it, you'll be like, oh, this is why she said she wished she hadn't watched it. So
what platform is it on?
it's definitely an exclusive streaming show. People watching this all just like yelled like, it's on this one.
Yeah. All right, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I think either Netflix or Amazon is where I would start.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll check it out and I'll start texting you as soon as I'm like, yes.
Yeah, and I don't really read. I haven't read for pleasure since like 1998 or 7.
Wow.
I remember the last book I read and like what was going on in my life, and that's when it was. I just can't sit. I mean, I read for a living. There's that. And I read and write for a living, I guess you could say. And I just don't, I have too much other stuff that I want to do. I just sit there, and if I start trying to read something, it just makes me realize like, oh, I could do this. And then I get up and do the thing. I don't sit there and read.
That's why I listen to audiobooks.
Oh, I did listen to some audiobooks back when I had a commute, which even aside from the pandemic, I don't have much of a commute. I have like a 10-minute commute. So, but there was a time when I had an hour commute and I listened to some then and podcast.
Yeah, I do it while I sew, or if I'm like gardening or painting or whatever. I run where I wear cordless headphones. Yeah. And I looked at some studies, and they say that listening to an audiobook triggers the same centers in your brain. Like it does the same thing to your mind that reading does. So I'm like, sweet, double time.
Yeah, that's good, because I know that like typing on a phone or a keyboard does not trigger the same stuff that writing out longhand does.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm excited about Fleabag now. I think probably my one of those would be Arrested Development.
Oh.
That show blew my mind. It takes so long to get into it. Like some people are like, I tried to watch it 3 times before I got into it, because it's the first episode you're like, what? And the second episode you're like, and then the third episode you're like, hey. And then it like snowballs. It's an avalanche. Like yeah.
It's a very good show. And you've watched the like later seasons, right? Yeah. Or is it just one season? I can't remember.
It's just one, yeah. Where they do it in a completely different way.
Yeah, and it's like it was on a different had a different production company and stuff. Maybe it was Yahoo or something.
Yeah, maybe Netflix. Yeah,
could have been.
I actually really liked that season because they did it in that different way, and I was like, what is even going? Oh, that's good.
It's like layers. Yeah.
If aliens landed on Earth tomorrow and offered to take you home with them, would you go?
Oh my God, no. I mean, where can I even like breathe their air?
Just assume that they have food and water and air, and you just get to know.
And it would just be me going? Not anyone else?
I don't know. They offer to take you. But that doesn't necessitate either that you're the only one or that you're not.
I don't think so. Unless they were going to like blow up Earth. Like but then would I want to go with the jerks who blew up Earth? I don't know. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
That's a solid answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had to delete all but 3 apps from your smartphone, which ones would you keep?
Can I just get rid of my smartphone?
Yeah.
I mean, iMessages, Waze, and some kind of map app, whatever app it is that technically takes photos.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. I'm keeping Safari for sure because I need a browser.
Oh,
once you have a browser, I didn't think about.
Okay, I guess I would get rid of the navigation app, keep Safari, iMessages, and photos. I don't know if it's camera or photos. I don't know why that's 2 different apps.
Right?
But I would want to still be able to take pictures. Yeah, that's totally unnecessary for it to be 2 apps.
The phone one is weird too, because it's like it's one of them is the phone and the other one is your contacts. And I'm like, those are the same.
Oh.
Right?
So like I don't think of a phone as being an app.
No, I don't either. But technically contacts is an app. But you could get technically all of those off the internet if you had to.
Yeah. I would still want it to be a phone.
Yeah. I'm just going to assume it's always a phone.
Yeah, exactly.
My first answers were like super stupid. I'm like Instagram, and then I'm like, wait a minute, no, I need Safari more than I need Instagram.
Yeah. And who needs Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
If you could have an unlimited supply of one thing for the rest of your life and it's not money, what is it? Sushi, Scotch tape, someone said black thread.
I guess I'm obligated to tell you the thing that made me laugh just now, and that's dry shampoo.
Like, what do I need to cut out?
No. I feel like I'm constantly running out of dry shampoo.
Yeah. It's because there's like 4 uses in those bottles. Like, why do they do that?
I don't know. But I can't think of anything that's not lame, like electricity or water.
Someone did say food, and I was like, I don't think that's specific enough. But
yeah, that's not one thing.
Yeah. You could go like Hot Pockets or whatever, but that's dumb.
Yeah. I'll go with dry shampoo.
Okay.
I'm sticking with that.
My answer was diamonds.
Diamonds. But what is your supply of diamonds? Like, you need a lifetime supply. Like, is that because I was only thinking about like consumables.
Well,
are diamonds a consumable for you?
If you're going to sell the diamonds and then buy other things with it.
Oh, so see, you're being like crafty and practical.
Yeah. I'm a Capricorn.
You're just trying to make something into money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's, yeah. You're like gold bars.
Gold bars.
Yeah.
My lifetime supply of gold bars in reality will probably be 0, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really need any of that.
Yeah.
If you could commit any crime and get away with it, what would you choose and why? Like, you will not get caught.
Will not get caught.
Yes, and you can do anything. I have said some very dark things.
I don't know. It would probably be like strategically killing someone, but I'd have to research who.
Well, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why that?
I guess because it could do the most good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I suspect it would be a person whose identity I don't currently know. It would be somebody that I like figured out was like bad person.
Like the secret, what do they call that? Like game maker or whatever, that's actually running things. Like if you're in the Illuminati and you're like running all the political things in the entire world, like there's conspiracy theories about those guys.
Oh, they probably exist. Yeah. I thought you were saying that there was like a person whose identity was called secret game maker.
Oh, no. But if I was a secret game maker, I would totally not use the title secret game maker.
Probably not.
Probably not.
That would probably be a misstep on your part.
Yeah. You're doing it wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could choose any 2 famous people to have dinner with, who would they be?
And they don't have to know each other.
No. But they do have to be alive.
Oh, they do have to be alive.
Yes. You cannot eat with dead people. That would smell really bad. Right?
Trying to think of who I'd be most excited to meet. And Phoebe Waller-Bridge just popped into my head again. That's who wrote Fleabag and the one of the principals on Fleabag. Because I really like everything she's written. The only famous person I've had a partial dinner with was Dustin Hoffman. But
let's talk about that for a moment.
It was a 6 degrees of separation thing, and like someone that I was having dinner with knew him, and we had like a half drink before he got annoyed and left.
He got annoyed, or you guys got annoyed?
No, he did.
Oh, okay.
He got annoyed that he had been essentially invited to dinner and didn't realize that these like teenagers would be there.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be people that you would want to talk to.
Yeah. Like one of mine is Stephen Fry, because I think he would be unbelievably interesting to talk to.
The ones that just came to mind, and I guess I'll just say it to be done with it. is Bernie Sanders and his wife, because I feel like if you had dinner with just Bernie Sanders, that he would like be too frenetic and not want to like sit and talk to you. But if his wife were there, like maybe he would chill and like
Oh
you'd
yeah.
have a real conversation with him.
Can you
Tell
even
me about
imagine
that.
being his wife? Like, I'm asking you once again not to drink out of the milk carton.
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't seem like, I mean, he doesn't seem like he very often like slows down and has a conversation with anybody because he's a busybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
What is your favorite section of the grocery store and why? This is my personal favorite question of all 150.
Not the freezer section because I'm
Yeah.
just always so I don't really grocery shop because my husband does all the cooking.
Same.
My favorite section though, when I go with him, I don't know, maybe produce.
Produce. All
Yeah.
right.
But it definitely, well, we do a lot of our shopping at like this farmers market thing, which isn't really what it sounds like. It's like it's enclosed first of all, and it's open every day. But it's like vendors come there,
Oh, uh-huh.
and my favorite section there is definitely produce because it's like global market, and so I put things in the cart that we'll never eat, but it's fun.
That's awesome. Nobody has said
Yeah.
produce. Most people are into the cheese aisle or the dessert aisle.
Oh, I didn't even think about the cheese aisle. Maybe I would have been to the cheese aisle too. But he takes too long in the cheese section, so that gets on my nerves.
Yeah, but the dude makes one hell of a charcuterie board. I've seen it.
Oh, on Hobbit night?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, oh, I want that so bad.
Yeah, charcuterie boards look really cool when you put them together, but then you can never finish them, so. But
I
yeah.
can. I have this friend who I go visit him every other year, him and his wife for Thanksgiving, and he will place down a cheese board in the morning, and that's all we eat for days, where he just keeps refilling cheese and charcuterie and whatever. So
That's nice.
it's
I
a
like
like
that.
4 days graze fest. It's amazing.
Yeah, that is very good. I would need to. He probably doesn't have a cat though.
He has 3.
Do they not jump up on counters and get to the cheese?
No,
They're
they
just
leave it
good.
alone.
They're just
Also,
good
someone's always
boys.
sitting in front of it to go, get up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's not like Bernie. Bernie is everywhere. The only reason he's not, I think I heard him crying, but I can't hear him with the noise canceling thing. But that wouldn't work with him.
You
Bernie's
could,
one of my
though,
cats.
use it as an excuse to get one of those glass domey things to put over your charcuterie board to make it even more Instagrammable.
He
So
might knock it over though. A lot of my problems are Bernard based. That's what you have to understand about my life. He might knock that over.
Yeah, I have 7, so I do understand. 7.
Yeah, you do.
It's a lot.
You do.
It's a lot.
A lot of cats.
All right, here's the question I was speaking of. Have you ever had a supernatural event, seen a ghost or anything like that?
I have seen a collection of ghosts, or like I don't know how to explain it. It was supernatural. My grandmother's house is, I guess now it's around 130 years old. And we moved in with her to take care of her when she got ill. And I was walking it. I don't know if this styled house has it has a central hallway, but it's like a wide hallway, like 10 feet wide kind of a thing. And then rooms off of that. I think that's a very standard style of old house.
Mhm.
Anyway, and so I was walking across the hallway in between rooms, and like I looked, and it was just for a second, but I swore that I saw like 3 or 4 people down there in, I wish I was this version of me so I could tell like what period the dress was, but in not now dress. And it was just one of those like, what? And looked back and they were gone.
Did you freak out? Like, what happened?
No, I was like a like spooky goth kid in high school. So it was like, that makes sense. The veil is thin. It's all good. I was not freaked out. I was like, oh oh, that totally makes sense.
Yeah,
Was kind of my reaction.
that's awesome.
Because like that, the house has been here that long. Have you ever seen that thing about that ghost? They follow, the reason that they walk through walls is because they are traveling on the paths that they traveled in life. And that's why you see more ghosts in old houses, because the house has to be on the same footprint and in the same like general configuration for the ghost to be visible. Because otherwise they're like, you know,
Yeah.
in a grove of trees or somewhere else that they'd be obstructed, somewhere where there used to be a structure or some kind of monument or some kind of landmark or something. And so that's really why they appear in older houses, but in reality they're everywhere.
Wow. I hadn't ever considered that. It also, like, if you had a house that like the door moved because you did some structural thing, and that maybe that's why they walked through the wall, because that's where their door was.
Exactly. That's what the thing was saying, was that's why, because they cited some famous haunting in some house and that it's just like really pronounced in that example that they like still walk the way that they used to.
I guess if you're like a not memory of yourself, but kind of, then you would have to do predictable behaviors. So the zombie apocalypse is coming.
Oh.
3 items do you grab? Let me qualify this. Your husband, your friend, your cat. Those are not items. So
not that I have to leave them behind, but like that's not an item.
It's not an item for you to grab. So another qualifier is it needs to be something in reality, and it needs to be potentially in your house right now. Please note, I don't know what's in your house right now, so you could totally lie.
I already thought of like, I guess it's a category, but it would add up to 3. And that's all of the, I have really bad vision. All of the eyeglasses of mine that I could find, all of the contact lenses because obviously I wear contacts, all of the contact lenses and solutions and stuff that because that's easily 3 things.
Let's just say you have that in a kit, because I do.
In a kit. Okay. I don't, but let's say
grab your eye kit.
And grab my eye kit. Yeah.
I had never even thought of that, and that is a really good idea. I actually have like 20 pairs of glasses because I keep getting them. I got told a long time ago to get frames while you have insurance. So get them every year, so that when you're old and you can't afford the frames anymore, you have a bunch. So I have like 20 pairs of, I would take all of them. Yeah.
Shoes. Well, no, because you can get shoes all over. Because it's a zombie apocalypse, so there'll be shoes.
Yeah, you can definitely take them off dead guys.
Does it matter how much it weighs?
No.
Sewing machine, because it's a marketable skill.
Do you have one that doesn't need electricity?
No, I don't. We would have to, I have one that I'm going to get eventually that doesn't need electricity, but Mom's not getting off of that yet.
All right, so you got glasses and a sewing machine.
Right. I've got glasses and a sewing machine. Basically, the sewing machine on the basis that I just fell into the same problem. Because like if society starts to rebuild and I need a marketable skill, I'll probably be able to find a sewing machine.
Yeah.
You just break into a dealer. I need to think of things that are made for me. The eyeglasses was the perfect example. Oh, I have a wrist brace. I have nerve problems in my hands, and I have a wrist brace that's not prescription or anything, but it still might be hard to find another one.
Or maybe something you might not be able to find easily, or you'd have to fight for.
I'm guessing most of your watchers are probably women.
Yeah. I have a 10% male rate.
So do I on Instagram. But I was going to say, if I didn't have my method of birth control like on lock, I would take whatever my method of birth control was, because you wouldn't want like an unwanted pregnancy in an apocalypse.
The person I just put up said they're Diva Cup, and I was like, oh my God, you're so smart.
That is smart.
Right?
That is smart, because that would be hard to find. But, she has like that's sustainable. Not everybody's.
Yeah. I imagine
system.
You get sustainable pretty fast.
You probably would.
Yeah.
You probably would. I'll say that, or whatever of I'm, I guess, too delicate to, I can talk about my birth control, but I'm not going to talk about like my that, but I would take whatever of that I had in the house probably.
That's a good
I'm still
call.
a lady. I'm still a lady.
Yep. You're not only a lady, you're a Southern lady.
I am. So yeah.
That's a solid answer, actually. Some people were like, cell phone, and I'm like, really? That's not going to get very far.
I mean, that's a decent answer if, your cell phone might work for a few days
But it also presumes that the cell towers are still working.
Yeah, they will. I have a client who is like cellular. And so I think they will.
Okay. That's good to know.
They will for a while, but not forever and ever. Not like the Hoover Dam. Do you know about the Hoover Dam?
I know about it.
Have you ever watched Life After People?
No.
So Life After People, just, it's not that awesome of a, I'm not recommending it, but I did learn from watching that it's just like a silly little Discovery Planet. Mm-hmm. We're going to show you really impressive CGI and here's how we package it type show. But I did learn from that supposedly the Hoover Dam will run for like an indefinite period of time and generate energy without people, and that even like a small skeleton crew could run it like indefinitely. A small skeleton crew who actually knew what they were doing.
So that's horrifying and awesome, right? Because like the power grid, especially where I live, probably won't go down because a lot of our power comes from that.
Oh, cool.
But also the fact that it won't really break down. And I get it's a giant dam that's like starving Mexico of all of its water. But yeah. You don't really want those to break down. So that's probably great. But also like, that would suck. Like if you came back in like 1,000 years and like the only thing left is like rubble from the pyramids and then the Hoover Dam still operating.
Yeah. There's still like light bulbs in Las Vegas that are on because of the Hoover Dam. Yeah.
The like Bellagio fountains are still going.
Yeah,
but there's like plants all over them and stuff. That's funny.
Just on and on.
What is the best item that you have purchased during COVID?
Oh.
I have watched
I bought so much crap. This is
so
awesome.
much crap. I was like, this is a great one for her.
Oh, everybody's bought so much stuff. The best item that I have purchased during COVID. God, I've got like home improvement brain right now, and I'm trying to go through past all of that.
You're like dark primer.
Yeah, that's important, right? And there I go with the ums again. I got a leg control for my Elna.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I bought that as an add-on, and it's been a game changer.
So wait.
That's sort of like a pandering answer to like give a sewing answer.
Is it a leg control that controls the up down or that it controls the pedal?
It controls the up down.
Oh, okay. I want one that controls the pedal.
Is that a thing?
Yes. Those exist where you can just like push your knee, and that's like instead of having the foot control. Yeah. So lots of sewing machines have them, but the Janome / Elna line doesn't.
I don't mind the foot control.
Makers in the house.
Yeah. I don't mind the foot control. I really don't. I like having the foot control, and then my knee does something. So that was I didn't realize what a big deal it would be.
So this machine here has two pedals. One is the foot control and the other one is the cut control.
Oh.
I like press, lift up, move over, and hit it, and it cuts the thread for me. And I'm like, yeah.
Okay. Mine has something that does the cut automatically, but now I can't remember. It's like muscle memory.
Uh-huh.
And I can't remember what it is that does the cut.
Mine also has a button that does that. It's right there.
Yeah, there's a button, but then I have something else set that was an option that does it automatically at the end of stitching lines. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's when I backstitch.
Oh. Now
But
I
that
want to
doesn't
go.
make sense because how far do you backstitch? Maybe it's when you stop backstitching, and having backstitched, you stop. I don't know. Like I said, it's like muscle memory and you don't really think about it,
Now I want to go
which is
see
good.
why you can do that because that's awesome.
It may be. I sat down and read the manual right after I got it, and that was one of the presets that I changed.
I made a video where it looked like I was reading the manual.
I could have had real footage of that because I did sit on the couch and read the manual. So,
I need
and
to
that
do
it was
that.
also like peak pandemic that I got my machines. So, I just had, I felt like I had, remember that feeling of pandemic when you felt like you had all the time in the world? Like, what am
Hmm.
I going to do? But then your life just sort of fills up
It
with
sort of
new
just fills up.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And I bet you people are going to have pandemic regret when they're like, man, I should have done that during the pandemic. Cause like that's what people are like.
yeah, but you just can't do that.
Yeah.
You do what you got to do. So, or you don't do what you can't do. Yeah.
Name one cool feature you would add to your dream house.
I keep thinking of boring stuff.
I want a
Why do I keep
dumbwaiter.
thinking boring stuff? Oh,
I want one
yeah.
real bad. I want one that's automatic though. I don't want to have to pull it. Like I want food to go in at the bottom where Chris is, and then it to slowly rise to me, and then I can just take the food out.
That's solid. That holds up.
Yeah.
Maybe cat stuff, like weird cat passages and stuff. But then how do you clean back there? I don't know.
Tiny robot. Like
Tiny
Mo.
robot. So that's the second feature to support your first feature.
No, that's not a feature. That's a thing you purchase. It's different.
Okay. All right.
Wait, aren't you a lawyer?
Well,
Can't we lawyer this?
can we lawyer what?
Like, what is a
Like,
feature and what is a purchasable item?
let's not do that. Let's not do that.
All right, this is probably one you've been waiting for. If you could meet any historical figure and ask them only one question, who would it be and what would you ask?
I should just say what keeps hanging in my head. I'd probably like Madeline V&A and ask her where did she get the idea to use the bias?
If there was a room filled with everything you've ever lost, what item would you be most excited to recover?
Ugh. The first thing I thought was my retainer, but it wouldn't fit me anyway.
That's an awesome answer.
I'm just so embarrassed that I lost my retainer because now this is something that like I have a crooked tooth.
I have one too.
And it drives me crazy on like when I watch myself talk, which I do a fair amount.
Mm-hmm.
And like I had braces, my teeth were straight, and then I lost my retainer, and now they're not straight.
Have you considered just getting a new one?
Yes, I was supposed to get Invisalign or something last year, and then and that was after a bunch of procrastination. So
yeah,
I totally have. But now I'm still supposed to do it this year, but it's just not the best climate for somebody to like hover over your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still going to try to do it.
I have them for night guard purposes, and it's actually really fast and not super invasive because they just get that like algae thing and they stick it in your mouth and you bite down on it and they leave and then they come back, take it out, and then you leave. So it's not as bad as you think.
Okay.
They're just going to get a mold of your teeth.
All right. So they don't need to like.
Yeah. You don't need to worry about it too much. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. The last of the regular questions.
Like regular? What's not a regular question?
We have a super secret controversial bonus question.
Oh, no. Okay. Go on.
So the regular question is, if you could have any artifact, piece of art, or thing from any art gallery, and no one's going to take it away from you, it's yours, what would you have?
Ooh. Did you say piece of art as well?
Yes. Artifact, piece of art, or thing.
Probably something by Rothko. A painting. But I can't really pick right now. I can't think of the one that I would want because I'm not very good. I don't know if you know, but his names are like, they're very generic names. So I don't really remember like names.
Can you see it in your mind?
Aside from like the red one, yeah. I mean, aside from like the red one, I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, it's
Okay.
one of the more famous ones, I guess. Is the one I'm thinking of.
The red
But
one.
yeah,
Okay.
the red one by Rothko, just not the name.
I had chosen the T-Rex statue from the Chicago Field Museum.
It's pretty big, right?
I got vaulted ceilings.
Okay.
It's cool.
You can find a place.
I'll stick it somewhere.
And I guess T-Rex, they're not like, I don't know, they're not the hugest dinosaurs. How big was a T-Rex? Like 13 feet tall or something?
No, they're bigger than that. I'm pretty sure they're like, I guess it depends on what position they're in, right? Like there's this T-Rex and then there's this T-Rex, right?
Like this.
Yeah. I think they're bigger than that, but I think they're probably like 20, 25 feet.
Ooh. Those are some high ceilings you got there.
Yeah, I have a 28-foot ceiling. I could stick it in there. I could just wedge it.
Good Lord. I'm guessing, have you ever painted that?
No, but I had it painted.
Yeah, there you go. What did they do to paint that?
The guy had like a pole thing that extended and whatever.
And he just stood footed on the ground?
He did a dang good job too, because he also painted the ceiling.
Wow.
And my ceiling has skylights in it that like are recessed, and he got in all of there without getting anything on the skylights. I'm like, sir, you are a master. He also only charged me $200 a room, and I'm like, I will have all the rooms in this house done, thank you.
That is crazy. That puts a different spin on things.
Right? I like to checkbook engineer occasionally.
Yeah.
All right, here is the super controversial bonus question. Is a hot dog a sandwich, and why?
Oh, I've seen this one. Okay. I remember asking Riley this, and he said it definitely was. And I just didn't feel like, because I know it's supposed to be like a really divisive thing.
People like argue about it a lot, yeah.
But I just didn't, like, maybe it's a sandwich, maybe it's not. I don't know. Am I the first person to not be like divisive about it?
No,
what else would it be?
My answer is actually that I don't really care. Like I can see it both ways.
Okay.
But Stephen Colbert asked RBG, and she said, based on his definition of a sandwich, then yes.
Okay.
So that put me
it's hinged though.
It's what?
It's like hinged. It's hinged. It's not like
so are meatball subs and Subway sandwiches and po' boys and lots of other things that we all do consider sandwiches.
I don't know if I consider a meatball sub. All of those are subs. Is a sub a sandwich? Maybe that should be the question.
Well, I'm a former sandwich artist, and the actual place, which is Subway TM, is different than a sub sandwich, but Subway is literally called Subway sandwiches.
Okay. That's what your paycheck said, huh?
So a lot of people get into this because the Oxford English Dictionary says it has to be 2 slices of bread. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary says it has to be 2 slices or bread or a roll. But then if you go to like any Scandinavian country, they serve their sandwiches open-faced on 1 slice of bread, and they still call it a sandwich. So this is why the question is divisive.
I'm not bothered by it. I think it can be either one. Okay. I do not think of a hot dog as a sandwich. So I guess if pressed, I do not think of it as a sandwich.
Okay. And Riley says yes.
Riley says that it is a sandwich. Yes.
What is your situation with a hamburger?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think it's a sandwich?
I'd never thought about it. I don't really think of a hamburger as a sandwich, I don't guess.
Okay. I'm a hard yes on that one. I think it's a sandwich.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, if you go to a restaurant,
what makes a sandwich?
Or more specifically, a diner. Frequently in a diner, it will a hamburger and a hot dog will be listed under the sandwiches category.
Oh.
So that's why I lean slightly yes.
A hamburger is closer to being a sandwich than a hot dog. I will say that.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you for joining me today, Addie. I will leave a list of Addie's accounts down below so that you can go check her out and show her some love. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below about what you guys are up to, and I will see you soon with another video. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks for having me.